Coming up on the Empowered Woman podcast.
It's also a matter of relationship. Because once they get to know you, and here comes the visibility, they go hand in hand, they're more willing to invest, even if they don't physically have the money and they'll come up with a way, or if mindset wise, they're scared to spend that money. If they trust you, and that's why I have lots of repeat clients. Ultimately, that's the goal, right? If they trust you, they will invest in you.
Welcome to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on personal growth, visibility, and profit for women entrepreneurs. If you're wanting to get empowered to be seen, stand out on social media, stages, TV, and more to make an impact with your voice in business, you're in the right place. I am so glad that you're here. My name is Marta Spurk, and I'm your host, empowerment coach, visibility and marketing expert, and all things motivation extraordinaire. Welcome again, and let's dive into today's episode.
So we've officially entered the last quarter of the year, and that's plenty of time to adjust some things and to really set some intentions to see growth and to build some momentum for the beginning of 2024, which is crazy to think about, but here we are. So after working with women for the last 6 years, almost 7, I officially started my business with network marketing November 4th, 2016. So I've been on this online game for a long time. I've seen trends come and go. I've worked with people. I have done lots of different things. And if you've been around for a few years, you've seen me attempt things and go for things and stop things and start things. And that's just the name of the game. It's all about experimenting. That's one of the things that I really took to heart from one of my mentors early on. Was he said, this business thing, it's a whole big experiment. And you have to be willing to accept the fact that that's what it is, that there is no one road that leads to success, because we're all so different, because there are so many variables, right? We're leveraging social media. Society's changing, the market's changing. So this dream, this utopia that there is one way of doing things. I mean, how many of you have bought into courses, right, that say this is the way, a tiny offer is the way, and you go down that rabbit hole and you do all the things, and it may work for a while and then it doesn't anymore, or it never works right off the bat, and you get super jaded with it and super disappointed at that mentor that said this is the way. And if you haven't realized yet, my friend, everyone is preaching this is the way because it's what they sell, right? So obviously an email marketing expert is going to tell you the way to grow your business is to have an email marketing strategy. Have you realized that? Please let me know. If, somebody's telling you that Instagram is the way to go, what are they selling you? A course on Instagram. If somebody's telling you that TikTok is the way to go, what are they selling you? Some kind of TikTok program. So everyone is preaching what they sell because it's in their best interest. Now, what do I teach? So here comes the truth bomb. And you may have seen other trainings of mine that talk about there is no one visibility strategy. The visibility strategy for you is a combination of different things. And I have shared before that what has worked for me is doing lots of networking, both virtually and in person, and then having a very solid social media presence across the board. And here's the other dream that they sell, is that you're going to put up a post because your copy is so amazing and things are just going to, clients are going to flood in, the sales are going to flood in. How many of you have heard that? And in conversations with several of my peers that are very successful entrepreneurs, even the people that portray the image of let me live the laptop lifestyle and send a couple emails off my laptop in the Bahamas and all the sales flood in, friend, that is not true. That is unreal. That is work. That's what there is. There is work. It doesn't stop. Yes, you come up with a strategy for yourself and it starts flowing differently. But the idea that you're not going to have conversations anymore, that you're not going to have to network, that you're not going to have to test offers, and sometimes things don't go according to plan, it's going to happen. Okay. I still have offers that I put out there that don't do as well as I hope that they would. Yeah, I still make sales, but you start advancing the mile marker, right? And this is where it's been important for me to always go back to Marta a year ago or several years ago and find gratitude. Because it's really easy to get jaded when you were expecting, oh my gosh, this is my record-breaking month, and then it's not. And you're like, crap, this sucks. But then you think about yourself a year back and you think, she would have been so freaking stinking happy to be in my current position. So that's the reference that you should be creating for yourself instead of looking outside of yourself. But all that said, I just wanted to preface all of this by telling you the hard work is not going to end. So if somebody's telling you that you're just going to sit and twiddle your thumbs, they're lying. They are lying. You're still going to have conversations. You're still going to have to create social media posts, and you're still going to get disappointed at certain, the sales that didn't come in. But compared to what? Compared to you last month, compared to you last year. So focus on yourself, okay? Not on the next person that's saying, oh my gosh, $100,000 a month is so easy. Here's how I do it. Oh, okay. But they've been in business for several years, right? And they're their own person. So let's stop with the comparison and let's keep going. And I say this because, let me just be upfront with you. Through the summer, I had some of my slowest months. My highest month ever in my business was March. And intentionally, I experimented with not doing as much and seeing what happened, because summer, kids were around, all the things. And yeah, I didn't bring in as much money. But yeah, I didn't work as hard. So there you go. And then you get the whole mindset thing that people say, oh, but this is a limiting belief because you've been conditioned to think, if I work hard, then I make more money. I understand that, but I hope you understand what I'm saying, that there is no easy money that you just breathe and the money just flows in. Go talk to the top CEOs of the world. Do you think they're just sitting around? You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't exist. It's a lie. So yeah, Monica says, it's such baloney, makes me mad they spin this story. I know. And it's and it's a lot in the social media space and in the online space, because you can portray this image. I mean, go talk to somebody that's not on social media all day long, that actually has a brick and mortar business with stocks and stuff. They're going to tell you that they're working hard. Okay. That they're spending lots of hours of the night. And I heard this when I was growing my business with network marketing too. The people that made it to the top and that were $1 million earners, they were staying up all night, having conversations, following up with people, right? They would go to bed at 2 a.m. and then their husband was watching the kids, stuff that they don't really show because it doesn't look as sexy when you're trying to recruit for your business. To tell a mom that has a newborn that, hey, you're going to have to stay up all night, and then you're going to have to ask somebody to watch your kid. No one wants to spin that story, because is that going to be enticing for you to join a network marketing company? But I digress. You're here to hear the 2 things, revolutionary 2 things for you to focus on in your business for the last quarter to actually grow. And this is my plan. And it works for me. Okay. It works for me and it works for my clients. So it's the truth. So the 2 things is, you need to be visible. I don't care what other people say. You can live under a rock and do some ads and people are going to come to you. I'm going to tell you right now, I've invested in ads this entire year. I started in January and I've got a whole bunch of leads. But when it comes to a whole bunch of sales and living the laptop lifestyle, it has not turned out to be that way. My money has come from having personal conversations with people, meeting with them in person, and continuing on with my social media content. That's where it has come from. It's not, I have not, and go listen to somebody else, but I have not experienced a bunch of strangers coming into my life because of ads that don't talk to me and just love me and buy all my stuff. Another utopia that's been sold. Okay. So I have done, when I tell you I've done lots of things, it is the truth. I have done lots of things. I have invested in agencies that say, we're going to create content for you and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work as good as when I create my own stuff and, I hit the pavement. in posting my stuff and in attending networking meetings and making myself seen. So if there's one thing that you need, well, one of the two thing that you need to do to advance your business is to invest in visibility. Now, what does that look like? It's having a marketing strategy. So I've started, you may have noticed that throughout this year, I started focusing on using the word visibility more than marketing. And why is that? I'm going to tell you right now. For one, there's a lot of people that are super intimidated by marketing. And I was one of them, to the point where I didn't even know I was teaching marketing until a decent amount of people started telling me, oh, so you help with marketing. I don't have a marketing degree. I didn't go to school for that. And then people are telling me that I'm helping them with marketing. Well, the reason that there is such a thing around marketing is because same thing that I experienced with having imposter syndrome is I didn't go to school for marketing. So how do I know how to market myself? Well, how about reframing that into visibility? Can you make yourself visible today? Okay, what are you going to do? That's marketing. Okay. You're going to attend a networking meeting. You're going to make yourself visible. You're going to, next step, actually raise your hand when the time comes to talk about new products and services, and you're going to say it, right? Or when you do your elevator pitch, you're going to find a compelling way to have people want to come and talk to you after the meeting. All of this is visibility, and all of this is marketing. So when you think, oh, I'm not so good at marketing myself, I want to slap you across the head because when you open your mouth, you're talking about your business. So that's marketing. So you better learn how to talk about your business because you're doing it all the time, right? When somebody asks you what you do in a play date, you're marketing yourself. All of it is marketing, right? So if you don't like the word marketing because it feels salesy or whatever it is, or you don't feel qualified because you don't have a degree, then let's use visibility, because you are visible whether you're a business owner or not, right? You can be visible in your company. You can stand out. I mean, if you have a job and you work a W-2, you can still make yourself visible. You can still stand out, right? And how do you do that? It's the same thing. As a student in the classroom, you can stand out. That's what I aim to do. And it's so funny because I'm in a mastermind right now. And my mentor says, I have been gaining lots of clients by being a star student in the programs that I'm in. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is how I've been doing it since 2020 when I joined my first big program. I've become a star student in everything that I do. Some courses I purposefully decide to kind of be a fly on the wall, depending on the season I am, depending on what the vibe of the group is. But a great way for you to gain clients, hot tip, is if you're paying to be in a group program, in a coaching program, become the star student. Engage, help people, offer support, share what's going on in your business. That's visibility. So that's key number one, is how are you making yourself visible? And there are several ways of doing that, right? It's leveraging social media. I always say, yeah, you may hate social media. Yeah, social media sucks in many capacities and it pisses you off, but it's free, at least for the time being. I know that Meta's been encouraging people to get verified now that you can pay for it to avoid your account getting hacked. And it's so interesting because I've had friends say, conspiracy theories that Meta is actually behind people hacking accounts so that you lose everything and then you have to pay them $15 a month to actually get verified. But that's another story. So you can still leverage social media because it is free. So why not, right? Why not create some consistency around your content? Because people are seeing it. It's amazing. To this day, I know better. I know people are seeing it, but I sometimes get bogged down by the fact that no one's commenting, no one's liking it. And then people send me messages and they say, I want to join. And I'm like, what the heck? You just don't know who's seeing it. And that's why it's important to be visible, because it's more touch points. So if I could encapsulate this key to you in a few words, when it comes to increase your visibility in this last quarter, it is increase touch points. Okay. Did you know the statistics that are still floating around that it takes people 7 times until they make a buying decision? It's not accurate anymore. I've learned this a few years ago from somebody that actually has a marketing degree. She graduated in the 90s, and she said that these statistics of 7 times are from the 90s. And here we are 30 years later, okay, or more. People need more times because it's information overload. So don't you think it is time for you to do your due diligence and increase your touch points with your audience? So when people tell me, oh, Marta, you're everywhere. Yeah, that's intentional because you need more touch points. And it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time until you decide to work with me or decide, you really piss me off. I don't like you, Marta, which is fine too, because that's what you want, right? So thanks, Melanie. Melanie says, such good truths for folks to hear from you, Marta. It is the truth. And I'm coming down, preaching the truth here today because I've gotten sick of it, sick of being lied to, sick of accepting to be lied to, because I know better. And deep down inside, you know better too, but you're looking for the magic pill. We all are. This is how human beings are, right? As soon as somebody says, this is it, no, just buy this and all your problems are going to be solved. Even though it's not true, you're like, but what if it is? And that's not to say it's not going to be helpful. You're not going to learn a few things. So that's the other side of gratitude that I keep going back to. Grateful for my mentors, grateful for the, nuggets of wisdom that they share because they've been through stuff. And I am the same way. I guarantee that if I have gotten resentful over mentors, some people have gotten resentful over me as well. When I said, this is what you should do, they do it and it doesn't work for them. I'm human too, and I'm not you. But that's why I have been leveraging tools like the Enneagram and like human design. So that is not this huge responsibility upon me to make your business successful. It's on you, man. It's on you. Figure out what makes you unique. Figure out what you can actually offer that makes you different from other people in your industry. Not better, but different, that will make people resonate with you. So if I could encapsulate key number one, it's touch points. Are you hitting them from all angles? Because I am. I go to networking meetings. I friend that person, right, that I connected with in that networking meeting. I friend them on social media in whatever platform that they find best. I talk to them one-on-one and over coffee or over Zoom. Depending on how our conversation goes with my next offer, I will send them a private message and I will say, hey, I think this would be good for you. Are you interested? And I hear no all the time. Guess what? Guess what? I hear no all the time. No, it's not the right time. Are you offering this again? Or no, this is not for me, but the best of luck. I've heard it all. And that's one thing that I am grateful for in network marketing, because their philosophy is go for no, right? So if you're not hearing enough no's, you're not asking enough. And it is true, not to the point of being annoying, right? But you got to put yourself out there. If you don't ask, it's always going to be a no. That is the truth. I said this last week. I sent out an email saying, if there is one thing that really describes my way of life, it's the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Go ask my parents and my older sister. I am not afraid of asking for what I want. I raise my hand. I put my name in the hat. Does it always work out? No. Does it always work out right away? Hell no. But eventually it comes around. So everything that you see me accomplishing today, it started several years ago, but especially almost 7 years ago when I started my business. So it's not happening overnight. So when somebody tells you it's overnight, they're lying. So there's another thing. Anyway, so this is number one. Are you hitting them from all sides, right? Because that's 100% under your control. Networking, creating content. The problem is we want it to be overnight. And I still find myself wanting to be overnight too. Why don't I make a post and everyone just buys from me and I make all the thousands? But it goes back to the utopia of laptop lifestyle in the Bahamas. It's a lie. It's not how it works. And I have talked to lots of people. I'm super excited to get to interview one of my mentors, who is several $1 million earner, Catherine Zinkina. She's built a brand, Manifestation Babe. I had the opportunity of having a one-on-one session with her because I won a contest after finishing her program. And I talked to her about my frustrations over failed launches, etc. And you know what she told me? If you know who she is, this will make a lot of sense. But regardless, she's super successful. She told me our last launch was not as great. We did not, and by not as great, mind you, she didn't make several million with her last launch. Okay, so perspective, right? If you had, imagine now, you launched your next offer and you had $1 million in sales, what would you do? Probably poop your pants. This lady is telling me her last launch didn't go as great compared to what? So back to my first point, compared to what, right? Compared to her last one that she made probably several $1 million. And she said, and then my team and I got together and we're like, we got to try something else. We got to do something else. We got to experiment. We got to tweak some stuff. Everyone's doing it. They may not be telling you. I haven't seen her on social media saying that our last launch wasn't so great, so I'm trying something. It's fine. No one has to go and talk about all their problems, but I have learned that that's part of my design. I am here to be vulnerable and to tell you that not all the stuff that I launch works out like I planned. But that's a matter of perspective, because if I tell you how much I made and what I did, you'd be like, oh, I die for that, Marta, depending on where you are. You know what I mean? So it's all relative. Anyway, so let's see. Natasha says, I've told you no so many times, but I love you so much. Thank you. See, and that's the other thing too. When people tell you no, it doesn't mean that they hate you, but we take it so personally. It's hard. And Monica says, such truth in what you're saying, Marta, about there isn't a one-time fits all solution for business success. And visibility is key, online and offline. There is no secret hack. There really isn't. I mean, and I always love comparing it with health, right? Go to the doctor. You have some issues. Not major issues, but general. What is he going to say? You need to sleep, you need to drink more water, you need to eat more fruits and vegetables, and you need to exercise, right? And we're looking for some miracle that is going to change everything. Same thing goes for business, man. You need to be visible, more touch points. So here's my advice. My gosh, I'm almost through with the 30 minutes that I had planned for this. But here's the first thing is, how can you increase touch points with your audience? Hit them from all sides. Right? Be that determined that you're going to be in front of them until they officially say, no, not right now. But here's the thing. You build that visibility for your next launch and for your next offer until that person that said no to you a million times, they'll finally say yes. Or like I said, they will, just go off and decide that it really doesn't resonate with you, which has happened to me and mentors. And sometimes I'm like, I'm sick of hearing this person talk. And I don't engage with their stuff for a while. And then sometimes they come back and I'm like, I really resonate with your message right now. It's phases and it's all good. So increase your touch points. And like I said, for me, what works is networking and having social media be on point. I love sending emails as well. And that's something that I want to experiment more and transition to, is focusing more on my email list than on social media. But I would be lying to you if I said I will completely stop my social media, because it works. People are on there. So why would I stop? So that's the first thing. And the second thing is your offers. You got to take a look at your offers. And another thing too that people have preached, right? And so you can decide which camp you're in, is just have one tiny offer and have 1 billion people go through your funnel and buy that offer and you're going to become a millionaire. Or you have the people that say, just have this one high ticket offer and have everyone just buy into that. I have experimented over the last 7 years, and ultimately what has worked for me is having different price points, at least 3 or more offers. And then there's the other thing that they say, don't confuse your audience with so many offers. You need to have one core offer. I've heard it all. I've tried it all. And ultimately, I realized that it's not just a matter of mindset of, I don't have this money to spend on this, so that's why I'm not going to buy it. It's also a matter of relationship. Because once they get to know you, and here comes the visibility, they go hand in hand, they're more willing to invest, even if they don't physically have the money, and they'll come up with a way, or if mindset wise, they're scared to spend that money. If they trust you, and that's why I have lots of repeat clients. Ultimately, that's the goal, right? If they trust you, they will invest in you, right? Even if they're not 100% sure on where this is taking them. It's a matter of trust. And how do you build trust, my friend? By continuing to be visible and having a relationship and talking to them and nurturing that relationship. Well, let's talk about offers, because this is my second key. Do you have different ways for people to engage with you? And this is my big one. If I go to your website right now, can I pay you money? This is a big one. And I have lots of clients that tell me, I hear your voice. I hear your voice asking me, if I go to your website, can I pay you money? And I go and I look at my website and no, there's nothing there. Or can I go to your social media and click a link and pay you money right now? Where's your call to action? Right? So the second thing is you have to have a very, very solid offer suite that supports consistent sales. And it goes back to the visibility as well. They go hand in hand. So yeah, I have this offer suite, but it's just sitting there on my website waiting for people to flood in. Yeah, but you're not networking and you're not posting on social media. You're not sending emails, friend. It's not going to happen. Because even with ads, it hasn't happened for me. I just shared that ads have not done the job that the traditional social media and networking have done for me. Okay. And I have paid for people to do my ads. I have taken ads course myself. And ultimately what works is the good old traditional have conversations and make offers. Okay. So what are your offers? Do you have a lower ticket that people that don't trust you can try it out for size? Because that's ultimately what it comes down to. Yes, it's their money mindset, but it's also their level of trust in you. It goes hand in hand. And it's where they're at in their business, right? So somebody that is ready for something to happen faster and they're not going to spend time watching this masterclass and then taking notes on their own. They don't want to spend that time. Then they're more willing to pay more money to get it from you faster. Tell me what to do now, right? That's the difference. That really is the difference. So you give them those options. So basically that's what you're saying when you have a lower ticket offer is you don't know me yet. You don't trust me yet. You are willing to spend more time instead of spending more money. So give them that option. Why? Because for one, even if it's just $27 in your pocket, it's $27 in your pocket. Okay. That could pay for the next networking lunch you're going to attend so that you can become more visible, right? And it's not just that, is the next level of trust. I've seen this content. She really knows what she's talking about. I'm going to hop on her next live, right? This is many of you that are listening to me, watching me now. The title was enticing. You've seen my stuff floating around. I'm going to go check out. Or maybe you've been in some of my offers, so you know I'm legit. I'm going to go check it out. It's all different levels of trust that you're building. And how do you build those different levels of trust? With your visibility. So do you have an offer that is lower ticket for people? That's what my membership is. It's a container of building trust. Lots of the people that are in my membership end up doing some of my other courses because I am with them day in, day out. So that's another way for you to nurture your relationships is open up a membership because you're getting paid to nurture those relationships. That's really what it is, even if it is low cost. And I have a whole course that teaches you how to launch a membership. So if that's something that interests you, let me know. Jennifer says, can you address product-based offers? Yes. So product is a little different, but on the same hand of visibility, it's still those touch points and those relationships. What's tricky about products, especially if it's not your own products, it's with a network marketing and with a company, is that you may not have the liberty of bundling it or offering it discounts. Because that really is what it's, again, that money mindset from people, right? They may not be trusting of you and of the company enough to invest more money. So that's where the marketing is going to come in to help with that trust and with a relationship as well, to have people be willing to try. What I would say, the marketing and the education is very, very important so that they build that trust. So it's not just you and the relationships, but is using your content for education so that they would be willing to try it out. Because talk about experimenting, right? If it's a product, I need to try it and I need to see if it works. And sometimes even when I do try, and I love you and I do want it to work, a product may not work for that particular person. They may not resonate with that. And the same thing happens with services as well. And so based on these two things that are like you heard, they're not revolutionary. And there's a reason for that, because we want something revolutionary that's going to change it all. This is it, right? It's going to change my world. There isn't that thing. It's really you continuing to be visible and finding ways to tune up your offers so that more people will engage. And the way you tune up your offers is to get people to go through your offers. And at times lowering your rates is helpful, because the way you learn what works and how you can market it better is to actually get clients. So that's why I don't like the people that preach high ticket stuff, because if you never get clients, or if you get a client a month and it pays your bills, awesome. You don't get as much experience. And that is problematic. If you don't have as many clients going through your stuff so that you have experience to then create new content and talk about your client wins, you're not really advancing. And then you're trading time for money as well. So with all of that said, if this resonated with you, yes, I have an offer for you. If you're ready to not lie to yourself anymore, that there is this magic pill, and you're ready to actually increase your visibility, I've decided to do a 10-week mastermind where I am not going to teach you new content. I'm giving you access to all I have, to all the courses, anything that's pertinent to you, my marketing courses, my visibility, speaking courses, TEDx, human design, anything that is relevant to you, I'm going to give you access to, and we're going to come up with a visibility plan for you for this last quarter. So the idea is, this is the first time I'm doing this actually. Besides having the group calls, which are going to be 10 calls because we meet weekly, I'm going to do a kickstart call with every single participant, and I'm capping this mastermind to 15. I already have 3 ladies in, super excited. So I'm capping it to 15. If we have less, great too, because I want it to be an intimate group. But I'm going to do an individual call to create a strategy for you. So we're going to actually look at the offers that you have, decide if there's something new that you need to create, and look at the different ways that you could add more touch points. Because I can guarantee you, there is at least 1 or 2 things that you could be doing that you're not doing that will increase touch points, that will increase your visibility. So we're going to talk about that. And there's people that are doing awesome. I just talked to a lady last week. It was actually a sales call. And she was, asking me in different ways that I could help her be visible. And she was telling me, I've been pitching to podcasts, I've been increasing my social media, I've been sending emails. And I was like, that's amazing. You're doing all the right things. And I said, I don't necessarily have anything new that you could do, but I can help you with an actual intentional strategy. And that's the second portion of it is, maybe you're doing lots of good things. It does take time for it to compound and for you to see results. Doing something is better than nothing. But the next step is, are you being intentional, right? Do you actually have a plan of what you're doing this week versus next week versus the next week? And that's where a strategist comes into play, which, hello, it's me. So that's what we're doing this mastermind. I'm calling it a More Visibility Mastermind. It's 10 weeks. You're going to have an intake call with me. And then we're going to do 10 weeks. We're also going to have a group chat on Telegram. You'll have access to all of my courses. So anything that is helpful to you, I'll give it to you. And I am doing a $200 off until Friday, October 6th. So if there's something that interests you, you can hop on and have $200 off. As for the investment, it's $2,000 for the regular group option, and then it's $3,000 for the VIP, where you get to connect with me one-on-one via message, not just the group. And I'm adding a human design reading. I'm adding 50% off my in-person TEDx training that's happening here in Denver in November. But you get $200 off, and you can also do payments. I do plan on opening up this mastermind again and having this be my core offer, where you have access to everything, but you actually get that individual support and being in a group as well. But I will be increasing the rates. So I'm super excited about this. I've been wanting to have a higher ticket group offer, and this is it. And it's called More Visibility. So like I said, if you're ready to stop dreaming of the magic pill to grow your business, and you're wanting to be real with yourself, that what it takes is more visibility, more touch points, and having an offer suite that supports your income goals, then that's what we're doing in this mastermind, because that's essentially what I do with my business. So you can go to martasburg.com/more visibility MM. I'll also post the link here, and I am super excited to get started.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode empowered you. And if you enjoyed the show, please join the Empowered Woman community on Facebook and share with friends, or leave a review on iTunes so more people can discover this empowering message. Until next time, bye.